So there we are then, there's the scene and there's the order of play on court 2 this evening. Denmark with a stranglehold over this one. They've got to the win already in this tie, but now it's about pride and dignity and they're trying to get to 5-0. Russia will be desperate to create some sort of scoreboard, some sort of wins on the board. So it's the second women's doubles up next between FINNE-IPSEN and Riikki SOBY, ranked 49th in the world and have been as high as 25th in the world in June a couple of years ago, last year I should say. They're up against Evgenia KOSETSKAYA and Olga Morozova. So the Danes leading the way out rather anxiously. And well, they'll be delighted to know that, well, quite relieved I'd have thought that their team have already won the tie. So there they are then, a couple of 23-year-olds in FINNE-IPSEN and Riikki SOBY. They've never met these two teams before. Julie FINNE-IPSEN is a former Danish national golfer, multi-talented, numerous women's doubles international challenge titles to her name with this partner, Riikki SOBY. Ranked 49th in the world together, have been as high as 25, as I say. Now these two, this is very left field thinking from the Russian coaches. They're kind of future pacing, if you like, trying to just find some answers in this regular European clash between these two nations.
Red.
They want to avenge these defeats to Denmark.
It's black.
And well, it's a fresh partnership, this one. And I can tell you that Evgenia KOSETSKAYA hasn't played any BWF women's doubles tournament this year. So the Danes electing to receive.
Olga.
A little bit of confusion temporarily as we take a look at their profiles. So as I say, just inside the top 50 at the moment. They have halved that ranking in the past, the two 23-year-old Danes. They've played 8 matches. They've only won 2 and they've had 6 losses so far this season. Semi-finals of the Spanish International last year, 3 round of 16 showings this year, the Italian International, the Swiss Open and the recent European Championships. Born in Glostrup is Riikki SOBY. And on to the Russians. Well, we saw the big tall Russian, the far side of the net in the singles, so we know all about her, don't we? But Olga Morozova here, again in keeping with everybody else on the court, is 23 years old, from Ekaterinburg in Russia, has been as high as 19th in the world. And well, she normally plays with Anastasia Chervyakova, and together they're ranked 24th, and they're regular partners, so it is rather sort of creative of the coach to throw their best singles player into the mix here. I mean, she has played a little bit of mixed doubles as KOSETSKAYA. That was with Ivan Sozonov. They're ranked 179th in the world. They have been 35th in the world in July 2015. So she's familiar with the doubles court, not as much. She's a single specialist, but that doesn't write her off. She's a very, very good player in her own right. We know about that. She's 21 in the world in singles, so she's confident. That said, she won't be that confident because she just lost to Mia Blichfeld in the opening match. The coach is looking rather sort of relaxed because the match is kind of done and dusted as regards, you know, the race to 3 wins, but it's all about salvaging some pride and dignity now. So match 4 this is of the overall tie. Everybody's having a snack and there's a relaxed look to the affair now. So it's going to be Julie FINNE-IPSEN and
Ladies and
Licky SOBY
gentlemen,
against
on my right, Denmark,
Evgenia
represented by Julie
KOSETSKAYA
FINNE-IPSEN
and
Ricky
Morozova.
SOBY. And on my left, Russia, represented by Evgenia KOSETSKAYA and Olga Morozova. Russia to serve, Olga Morozova to Julie FINNE-IPSEN. Love all, play. Service over, 1-love.
Korea, represented by Kang Min-yong and Kim Won-ho.
I'm really curious here to see how
Thailand,
the Russian partnership sort of deals with this situation. KOSETSKAYA having not played any tournament women's doubles this year so far, on the BWF Tour that is.
2-1.
Nothing recorded in her results. Up against this top 50 Danish pairing, who are very familiar unit.
สนามที่ 1 ประเภททีมชายกลุ่ม B ระหว่างประเทศเกาหลีใต้และประเทศไทยชายคู่มือ 2 ประเทศเกาหลีใต้ตัวแทนคือคังมินยอกและคิมวอนโฮประเทศไทยตัวแทนคือ
An early smile cracked from
และเดชาพลนัวรันเคาะ
Evgenia KOSETSKAYA. She's enjoying herself out here. It has a bit more of a relaxed feel about it, but these Russians in blue will be desperate to get a win at least, and hopefully two. They'll hope the Danes might have relaxed a little, and they want to capitalise on that possibly. Fine start from the team in blue.
5-2.
They're twinning well. Good aggressive return of serve set the tone in that point.
3-5.
Something was barked off of the Danish bench there towards his charges.
Service over, 6-3.
Yeah, short lift that got the treatment. Bit of a miss hit, I think, from KOSETSKAYA there.
4-6.
FINNE-IPSEN quick to capitalise there and stamp her authority on that point. Powering their way through again.
5-6.
FINNE-IPSEN being the bully once again in that point.
Olga.
Keen to stay on the front foot. Terrific return.
Service over, 7-5.
Morozova quick to pounce on that.
Eight, 5.
Oh, point of the tie so far, that one. What a long rally that was. Blending power and subtlety nicely, both teams. The Danes just spilling long over the Russian backline in the end. We had everything that point. Great leave from the Russian #1 singles player.
Service over. 6.
Well, considering they're a fresh pairing, they're blending together really effectively, the Russians here. And the Danes are really having to up the ante to stay with them, seemingly. Well done. Sheer insistence from FINNE-IPSEN again.
10.
She's been really good at closing down anything like that.
Service over. 11-7. Interval.
Well, they've sustained a run of 4 consecutive points along the way, but they're 11-7 to the good at the change. The Russian duo. It's a strong start from them.
Court 2, 20 seconds. Court 2, 20 seconds.
No head-to-head showing between these two for obvious reasons, because, well, the singles player hasn't played any women's doubles this year, frankly. Doesn't have a women's doubles ranking.
11-7. Play.
Wonderful flick serve. Nobody got a read on that.
12-7.
So extending their lead to 5 points now, the Russians. Great
13-7.
straight drop from Morozova at the net there. She's been merciless up the front court, hasn't she? Really bullying her way through in those kind of situations more often than not. This is great. Well played, FINNE-IPSEN.
Service over. 14-8.
She's just got this poise and elegance on the court, KOSETSKAYA. And she's twinning really well with Morozova right now.
$16-8. Vault. 17-8.
Well, it's really starting to run away from the Danes right now. Big roll of momentum in favour of the Russians.
Service over.
Now, will that contain them a little?
17.
I think it's the first one she's missed. FINNE-IPSEN has been so secure overhead. Little chuckle from KOSETSKAYA. Taking it all in her stride and really looking quite relaxed, enjoying herself out here. High level of focus from her visually. Her eyes were a bit scatty during the singles. She was looking around a lot anxiously. She seems a lot more into this doubles.
Service over. 19-10. Service over.
SOBY so quick to pounce on those short serves. If it's not tight, she's all over it. Well done, the Russians forcing their way to 8 game point opportunities now.
Service over.
Just getting found out on the flick serve pretty early from SOBY.
14-20.
So 2 game points saved. 6 to go.
Play. Game.
It's missed. 21-14. The Russians take
First
the
game won by
opening
Russia,
game in this second
21-14.
women's doubles. Match 4 here on session 3.
Court 2, 20 seconds. Court 2, 20 seconds.
Our athletes are back onto court for game 2 in match 4 here. Remember, if you are just joining us, welcome along. The Danes with a 3-love match winning situation at the moment. 3-0 they lead. This is match number 4, and the Russians have taken the opening game in this women's doubles. Here's game number 2. Just muscling that wide.
Service over. 1-love.
Not been entirely convincing, has she, Evgenia KOSETSKAYA? She was a little errant in her singles as well. Understandably, I guess, against the pressure that Mia Bichfeld put her under.
Service
but
over.
they were kind of unforced errors that we really didn't expect from a player ranked 21 in the world, playing off a career high in singles. We don't have any sort of reference in doubles for her other than a mixed doubles ranking at 175 or so in the world.
Service over. 2-1.
Danes keeping a good length there, keeping the Russians pinned at the back of the court. They can be less creative from there, of course. Did well to turn that point around, the ladies in red. To be fair, Morozova's had some really good touch so far this evening, and that is very out of character, that miss. In this all 23-year-old contest here on Court 2, day 1, session 3. Started at 9 o'clock this morning. The second session started at 2 p.m. and the third session started at 7 p.m. All local time, of course, in this round-robin bonanza, until Thursday morning when the knockout draw starts to get into that draw, you've got to come in the top 2 teams of each of these groups of 4. And Korea are menacingly looming in this group as the 3rd seeds. Both teams know that they will be up against it and facing them. That's why this tie here is so critical to win. And attempting to come 2nd in the group, should all the seeding unravel the way it ought.
3-4. Service over. 5-3.
It's unlucky, she almost had it as well. Quick reflexes from Morozova there. That is incredible turnaround from the Russians.
Service over.
Watertight defense. Seeing the shuttle so early. Let's see it again. Look at this. Right under the kosh throughout here. That's a wicked turnaround.
Service over. 6-4. Service over. 5-7.
Terrific return. Rikki Soby's been very quick to pounce. That's been the standout feature of her match so far, that high level of return of serve. Has done her team the world of good.
ประเภททีมชายกลุ่ม C ไต้หวันชนะเยอรมนี5-0
Oh, another high-level point. Well played. Again, the bullying feature of FINNE-IPSEN is stand out as well. She's been very strong with those smash kills.
Service over. 7-9.
It's been a very, very tight affair this throughout. The Russians have managed a run of 4 points in the opening game, and the Danes only a run of 3. it's the Danes this time that have the meagre upper hand here as we head towards the turn. Super play from SOBY there.
11-7.
She holds on and extends the lead for the Danes. 11-7 on the turn. A good run of points from them. 25 minutes played in this second women's doubles. He's got a nice calm delivery, Jakob Hoy. It's just the right amount of intensity from him to his players, and you sense that he really is emotionally invested, but not bubbling over with intensity. It's good, keeps them calm. Well, I'm not surprised that FINNE-IPSEN has challenged that.
Challenges called out.
It was tight either way, but it might just have kissed the line here. Again, we go upstairs to see what Hawkeye has to say about it. The beating heart. Oh, it's missed by a gnat's whisker.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining. Service over. 8-11. Play. Service over. 12-8.
Well, in keeping with the rest of the match, it wouldn't be the same if we didn't go the distance, would it? Does feel like that, doesn't it? It feels like this one is going all the way as well. The Danes have really raised the bar.
Service over. 9-12.
And you sense that the Russian team are happy in defence. They've lost that kind of, temporarily I'm saying, they've lost that kind of sense of urgency a little. They're just a little passive with their court position. And the Danes are rushing to take the net from them as often as they can. That's a good leave.
10-12.
So again, nibbling away at the Danish lead nicely. The team in blue. And they've a real sort of nonchalance and relaxed way of going about their business on the court, the blue team.
Yep,
she's found the line with that one as well. She was just about to challenge, but the lines judge obviously signals with his palms down. Nice sense of calm from the Russian duo. misread the flick serve and was always playing catch-up after it kind of got behind her, giving way to that short lift. And they're turning this game around nicely. The Russians, he'll be delighted. Quite animated from the side there.
Service over. 13 all.
It's a great lead from the Russians.
Over. 14-30.
And they have looked particularly mentally focused throughout, the team in blue. They've got that still-eyed gaze, and it really is quite apparent now. They are extremely into what they're doing. That's just missed as well. And
15-13.
when you twin that with the fact that the Danes are kind of over-pressing, and you do sense that the Russians might find a way through this in straight games. So the forcing play of FINNE-IPSEN again coming to the fore.
15.
But it's the Russians that have engineered 5 consecutive points in this second game. And that run of momentum has just caused a little bit of doubt in the minds of the Danes. However, that said, they've just engineered a run of 2 themselves. Can they build on this? Critical time for them here. It's a must-win game for the red team.
16-15.
3 in a row for the Danes. And suddenly a look of intent across to their bench.
(17-15).
So gunning for 5 in a row. Denmark.
Quickly.
Hair issues for Morozova. Mesmerising rally from all 4 players on court there. That was terrific.
16-17, yes.
over pressing.
17-all.
Deadlock on the scoreboard. Which way is this one going to swivel? All the other matches of the tie have gone the distance. Will this one be in keeping with that? The Danes insistent that it will.
Service over. 18-17.
She's been returning particularly well. Ricky Soby, I beg your pardon.
(19-17).
What a time to break a string. The Danes take to the lead again in the second game. And you sense there's still a lot of badminton to be played here. Good lead from Morozova.
Service over. 18-19.
All three players have hit career women's doubles rankings inside the top 25, apart from one of them who's 21 in the world in women's singles, KOSETSKAYA, the big, tall, rangy Russian. So top level fare here in Bangkok. What a turnaround from the Russians. And again, there's deadlock, second game. What next? Who's going to blink first out here? Aided by the net cord there. Unforced error from KOSETSKAYA, and she hates it.
Point 19.
So it is a game point for the Danes. They found a way through in the end, 21-19. They stay afloat and extend this match even longer. We are going the distance again, in keeping with all the other matches in this tie. Don't go anywhere, back for game 3 in a second.
De har set, at vi går ud, og nu er den kort i gang med. Det er fint, fordi vi styrer det fint fra begge sider, men det er rigtig.
Ja. Så jeg tvivler om, det åbner banen for meget, når han træder frem. Så jeg føler, at der er Olga på, og så synes jeg, at ikke.
Det er måske ikke træde frem. Nej. Det skal være, at vi lægger den ind, og så dækker vi ud til vores side. Så vi skal ikke frem og gemme os og komme derind. Vi skal ikke foran, medmindre vi kalder dig direkte ind. Fordi der er plads til nogle gange, at hey, hvis vi lige slår bredt mod vores egen side som angreb.
Så kommer der lige.
Court 2, 20 seconds. Court 2, 20 seconds. Final game. Love all. Play.
What next in this final game here of the second women's doubles?
One love. Service over, 1-all.
Scoreboard parity again, 1 game all, 1 point all in the decider.
Service over.
A little confusion in the ranks then
2-1.
amongst the Russians.
Service over, 2-all.
It's just so hard to try to fathom which way this one's going to swing next. It's yo-yoing all over the place, the momentum, but the quality is very high.
Bolt. Service over, 3-2. Out. Service over, 3-all. Service over, 4-3.
Great leave that time from KOSETSKAYA.
Service over, 4-all. Five, 4.
Great flick serve. So deceptive from KOSETSKAYA. You can see why she's off that career high singles ranking of 21 in the world. She really has had a terrific 18 months or so.
Service over, 5-6.
Not for lack of trying. The competitive fire burns bright in the belly of all of these 4 women. You can see it.
Service over, 7-5.
It's not only personal, It's about their nation as well. The Russians desperate to salvage some pride. As a hullabaloo breaks out on the adjacent court.
Service over. 6-7.
An exciting tie between Korea and Thailand in the Thomas Cup on court 1. Getting really raucous over there. Yeah, the Russians have to guard against complacency because they get into this kind of touch game, but just become a little inactive somehow, and it just looks a bit passive. And suddenly the Danes then, turn the point around and take to the front court quickly, and that's where the Russians are losing out. They've got to put some urgency, some spring in their step.
Service over. 8-7.
Yes.
9-7. Ricker. Service over. 8-9. Yes. Service over. 10-8.
Total points won in the match, 49 for the Russians, 43 for the Danes. A disparity of 6 there, and it's the Russians that head calmly towards the turn, you'd imagine, very shortly. That finds the back line,
interval,
and they create a 3-point cushion. 11-8 at the mid-game interval in favour of the Russians here. It's really interesting what they've done, the Russian team, with the selections. And next up, we're going to be taking a look at Anastasia KOSETSKAYA, ranked 246th in the world off a career high. She's only 17 years old. She was a 650th in the rankings a year or so ago, so a really promising ranking elevation from the young junior. How will she fare here? But of course, this is what the Russians are looking for, the future of their nation's plight in this sort of level of badminton. They've got a terrific player, as you saw in your picture there, KOSETSKAYA, the Russian #1 singles player, ranked 21 in the world, but they want backup. They want more backup. They want a good third singles player, not that they haven't already got one, but someone highly ranked. And they're looking to the young junior to kind of take on that mantle, but she'll really have to prove herself today. She goes up against Natalia Kokro in that third singles. That'll be up next after this one, so don't go anywhere. That should be a compelling watch as well.
Service over. 9.
It's almost like the Russians are trying to tease out errors from the Danes, just asking another shot, another shot. But just rushed into error there themselves. Still got the 3-point cushion though.
Service over. 13-9.
Just got a little impatient there.
Service over. 10-13.
Evgenia Kosetskaya just snatching at that one a little, but they need a little bit more power on the smashes, you sense, because it's really difficult, as it always is, very often in women's doubles, I should say, respectfully as well, that, you know, sometimes it's tough to kill the play with a smash. Great turnaround from the Danes there.
13.
Little too blasé, Kosetskaya at the net. That said, though, immaculate defence there from FINNE-IPSEN. It was gallant. Another standout rally from all four players. Yep, managed to get the shuttle down there. She's been the most imposing overhead, that's for sure, FINNE-IPSEN.
Service over. 14-12.
Well, that's a wounder at this stage in the proceedings. Suddenly a run of points then from the Russians. Well, demonstrating the utmost of patience there.
12.
The Russian duo. That was a terrific point. And they got what they wanted in the end. They've got a 4-point cushion now. Can they ride it all the way to the W? Danes looking somewhat frustrated and forlorn. A swing and a miss.
17-12.
Morozova seeing the funny side. I guess that's because she won the point, right? Good power from FINNE-IPSEN again. We've seen that a lot from her, but not a lot lately.
17.
She needs to turn up the turbo boosters right now. She did right there.
14-17.
Muscles away through another point. Bullying sort of player when she's on form. Taking control of the front court nicely.
Service over. 18-14.
Body jammer,
Service over.
handcuffing
15,
Morozova,
18.
unable to release the racket tip there. She was tied up.
Sixteen, 18.
Using every ounce of their experience, all four players right now, to just try and find a way through this nervy, nail-biting encounter. For the Danes, it's all about keeping the stranglehold over the Russians. The Russians trying to salvage some dignity here and get a solitary win on the board. That's gone long.
Service over.
And you sense the Danes
19,
really
16.
up against it now. Russians closing in, just 2 points away from their first win in this tie. Thunderous and straight down the middle.
20, match point.
That
16.
channel of doubt. Right down the middle. And hit it with pace as well, Morozova. That's good play. So 4 match points for Team Russia.
Game.
21-16, the deciding game in favor of the blue team Russia. They salvage some dignity. They've got a win under their belt. That'll do them the world of good confidence-wise. KOSETSKAYA and Morozova through.
Match won by
21-14, 19-21,
21-16.
21-16. So KOSETSKAYA salvages some pride herself, having lost her opening singles. It was a close affair against Blichfeld, but coming through in that doubles. 3-1 the match score. Still another match to come. Don't go anywhere.